Page. Jimmy who? Jimmy Page. Jimmy Page! Yeah! Jimmy Page! Good old Jimmy, baby! You know, Jimmy Page. Jimmy freaking Page. James Patrick Page. James Patrick Page. Yes! Jimmy, baby! The one, the only, the original, the Yardbirds, Led Zeppelin, The Firm, Coverdale Page, The Black Crowes, Jimmy Page, Jimmy the Outrider, The Page, The Pagester, The Riffmeister, Jimmy Baby, Jimmy freaking Page, the dude, the violin bow, you know him, that's good old Jimmy freaking Page. Jeepers creepers, now the lights? Will this ever end? We is live. Live, jumping, hopping, prancing about the neighborhood. Oh, we are live. Again here in the studio. It's always good to be here. I love to hang out here. I don't get enough time to hang out in here. And welcome back to yet another, another unboxing video. I'm happy about this one. This is going to be a lot of fun to unbox and take a look at. But before we do anything else, a drink. A drink to Jimmy freaking Page, Jimmy Baby, and all of his outstanding guitar work and influence through the many decades. And just what a great guitar player. I've always loved this guy. And to me, he was just from another level. Just a royalty of guitar playing. So with no further ado, I have a can of Polar Lime Seltzer Water. And we're going to open this up and a toast to Jimmy Page, to guitar players everywhere, to unboxing videos, and to you for sharing this time with me. So here we go. Ah! Love that sound. Here we go. Down the hatch.
This stuff has a kick.
Woo! Okay.
That was pretty good, you guys. That was pretty good. All right, I'm just going to put this over here for the moment and just talk for a brief moment about Jimmy Page. You know, what a wonderful guitar player. You know, like I was saying a moment ago, he came from just another realm of talent, you know, and it's not just that he made the sound of the Les Paul so attractive in terms of rock and roll and that good hard punch that a Les Paul will give you, but he was able to use a Les Paul to create such outstanding blues, and in particular the rendition of Since I've Been Loving You from the movie The Song Remains the Same. That's just way up there. I mean, my God, to me it was always one of the highlights of the movie. Some people don't like that movie. It got bad reviews. I think it's a great movie. I've always enjoyed it. I've seen it dozens and dozens and dozens of times over the years. And Since I've Been Loving You was always just beautiful. I'll just call it beautiful. It's such a good song. Even the rendition, the original recording in the studio, just over the top talent. This is a guy who understands his instrument. He understands, I mean, look, even in Heartbreaker, he could do the little trick with taking it out of tune during the little solo in Heartbreaker, and he was able to tune it back in and get it exactly where it's supposed to be. Now maybe that's minor to some of you who are watching, but as a young kid watching this, it was very impressive. It's like, wow, man, detune the guitar during a song and tune it back up during a song. That was just, you know, I had never seen anybody do anything like that before. So anyway, what's supposed to be in here is a Jimmy Page Les Paul. And it's not just Cherry Burst Les Paul. It's supposed to be a copy of the one that came out in the 90s, you know, with his signature on the pickguard. So let's get into it. Let's see what we have here. I've got my trusty buck knife, and this is one of those, I mean, I can see that it's an AliExpress or from the factories where AliExpress is located. However, I bought this one off of eBay. So I didn't go through AliExpress to get this. It came from eBay. And it's one of those where you cut it with the knife on the side. There it is. All right. Let's just bring this through here. On down to here. And across the bottom. And through here. Whoops. All right. We're getting it. We is getting it. And across the top here. And back around. Now we'll see if this actually opens up. Yay! And that, my friends, is a Les Paul. And I can see the signature. Guitar cable. Which is nice because, you know, cables wear out and blah, blah, blah. I was having trouble with one of those cables, or a cable that I had. And so I switched it out for one of the Donner, because I bought a Donner Les Paul. It's a pretty good cable. Anyway, this is nice of them to include this. They don't have to do that, and they do. And here we go. Here we go. Let's take care of this. All right.
No rubber band at the top? Hey, I'm not that picky, okay?
Hey, I'm not that picky, okay?
Hey, I'm not that picky, okay?
I'm not that picky.
This stuff does the trick. Made in the USA. Gibson Les Paul. This, I've seen Chibsons that are either Les Paul standards or they're Jimmy Page guitars, and the truss rod plate does not say Les Paul standard, but maybe you can see that here. I'll give you a close-up in a moment, but it says Les Paul. And we bring this down for the real unveiling. If I can get this around here. Okay. Okay, I can tell right now that this does not look exactly... Hang with me as I express this to you, okay? This does not look exactly like the picture in the ad. However, I can tell you right now, this looks better than the pictures in the ad. Let me get rid of this. Okay. Now what I mean is, if you look at those pictures that I showed at the beginning of the video, this honey burst color, it's a lot more lighter in the color and the pigments. And one reason why I picked a particular guitar that I did based upon the ad is because I looked at pictures of Jimmy Page's actual Les Paul, and I was seeing this trim Okay, and when I went to Temu and others on AliExpress, they had a guitar that had this color, kind of a tone to the color, but it didn't have the trim. And I said, okay, because they had one for 216 bucks. This one was 238 bucks, right? I said, okay, 16 from 38, it's less than 20 or $22, right? I said, for $22 more, I'll get the trim. And then I have to confess, okay, I started thinking to myself about this, and I said, man, you know, even though the Honeyburst that I ordered resembled the Epiphone Les Paul that I had back in the 90s, and that was my Jimmy Page guitar at the time, I started thinking about it because, you know, I think this is supposed to be a copy of a 1959 Les Paul. And I'm thinking this color scheme is more accurate to what that Les Paul would look like today, as opposed to the bright color scheme of the Honeyburst that I ordered, or with regard to the Epiphone Les Paul that I had back in the 1990s. So as I was unwrapping this, I said, hey, you know, this has more of a sort of that softer color. It's not as bright and, you know, in your face. It's subtler or more subtle. And just based on what it looks like, I'm happy with this. Just based on appearances alone, that's the first thing out of the box I want to say is this looks good. It is a good looking guitar. So let me put this down and bring the camera over, and I'll show it to you up close. Okay. See how nice that is? I can tell looking through the camera, the edges look a little more orange on camera than they do in person. And I was real careful with the one that I wanted to buy, because when you look at the pictures with Jimmy Page, he has a cover on the pickup here and no cover on the bridge. And there's the autograph. And I can feel that on there. That's not just a sticker. That has texture to it. I can feel it. And let's see this toggle switch. That seems pretty solid. I'm looking at the trim. The trim. Yeah, it's not as apparent looking at it head on from the front. Maybe that's what I saw in the other ad. But you know what? This looks pretty good. I mean, for this price point we're talking about, 238 bucks. That trim looks pretty good. Let's Atene. Let's see, is this going to come right off, or is it going to take some work? Come on, can I get it from down here? There we go. Come on, there we go. Gibson. It's just white. But okay, you can expect that from these Chibson guitars. We all knew it was going to say that. I'll put this over here with the other tags. Now, let's get a feel on these frets. How are we doing? Wow. I have to say, these are pretty smooth. No sharp frets at all. Okay, there's one. There's one that's a little sharp here. Down here at the end on the inside. Not bad. Overall, not bad. It looks good, man. There it is, the Jimmy Page Les Paul. Now, a lot of times I have a guitar case to put it in. This time, I don't. I have a guitar case right over here that I could put it in, technically, if I wanted to. But that's supposed to be for the Jimmy Page Dragon Telecaster, which hasn't arrived here yet. So that's it. And I'm really happy to be able to share this with you. I can't wait to plug it in and just find out how it's going to play. Let's just see how out of tune it is. Oh, way out of tune. How are these tuners? You know, not a lot of play, not a lot of slippage in these tuners. And you know, with some of these Chibsons, you know, the story on the street is that Chibsons are getting better and better and better, and it's not just a horrible guitar and everything's terrible and you have to change everything out and it's just no good, just save your money, blah, 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 blah. I've got some Chibsons that were pretty good. Now here's an update on that Zakk Wylde. Remember when I did the unboxing for the Zakk Wylde? Well, now I'm talking about how good Chibsons are, and I'm about to call one out. Now, when I plug in to the Zakk Wylde with the cable, I'm getting and it's only with that guitar. So I know it's not the cable, I know it's not the amp, and it's not happening with any other guitar. It has to do with the electronics in that Zakk Wylde Les Paul. And I'm not a guitar tech, I don't know how to fix that. I'm going to have to take that to somebody and ask them to look at that and fix it up. But the action's really low, and the neck is straight. I can tell. It's perfectly straight. And yeah, the action's higher down here, but it doesn't feel difficult. I'm psyched. I'm totally freaking psyched, man. Did you get a good look at that autograph on there? That's what you got back in the 1990s. And by the way, is one of these push-pull? Okay, these 4 knobs, which I'm turning now, and they are turning with some accuracy to them. My recollection is on the original Jimmy Page Les Paul, one of them was a push-pull. I think it was to split the coil on that. None of these are a push-pull, okay? But that's all right. That's all right. I'm just going to play with the humbucker here at the bridge anyway. I don't really mess around with the neck. I guess I'm, you know, kind of like Ace Frehley when it comes to that. Maybe I should explore it some more, but whatever. You know, guitars bring us joy, right, guys? We love guitars. We love playing. We love making music. There's this sign that I still want to buy off of Temu. It's not expensive. I should just get it. But it says, I play guitar because I like it, not because I'm good at it. And so there you have it, my friends. That is the Jimmy Page Les Paul, and wow. It just on appearances and everything overall. Oh, hey, let me show you something here. I just noticed something. There on the headstock. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but that's not white. I thought that was white, but it's not. It's that sort of either mother of pearl or fake mother of pearl or whatever kind of glistening that makes it. I can see colors from here, and I can see that more off camera than I can looking through the camera. But that's nice. I was hoping to have that. Now these just look like plastic inlays that have a little texture to them, but it's not mother of pearl. But that's okay. You know, what do you expect for 238 bucks, right? Okay, can I get this camera back? Yay! All right, guys. All right, that's it. The Jimmy Page Les Paul. When I get all this cleaned up, I'm going to go in there and, because I call it my studio, but what it really is where I sit on the floor in front of a 15-watt amp with an array of pedals and headphones, and I just jam. And, you know, you're not looking at the bald shredder here, okay? I'm not the world's greatest guitar player. Like I said, I play guitar because I like it, not because I'm good at it. And I tell this to everybody, my friends, it's free therapy. Free therapy. And literally, on those days when I play guitar versus those days that I don't, it's a better day. And for me personally, I like to play early in the morning. I like to get up, have a couple of cups of coffee, and dive right in to playing. Like I said, not because I'm good at it, but because it makes me feel good. It clears my mind. It distracts me away from difficulties and problems in life. As George Harrison once said, one of the great things about music is that it bypasses the intellect and touches you in the heart. And you know, any kind of music can touch you in the heart. All it takes is that one special moment, that one little riff, that one extra little note, or that silence, whatever it may be, that triggers something that moves you emotionally, something that takes you from where you were to where you are after you've heard it. And that's something you can't put a price tag on, if you ask me. And if you can do it yourself, then I don't know. When you can do it yourself, I guess there's a reward in there that you can't buy somewhere else. You've created it on your own. And that's part of why I like to play guitar, because it's so healthy. Healthy for the mind, the heart, the soul, and just for artistic creativity and the therapy that all goes into it. I'm going to shut up and stop rambling. Thanks for watching, my friends. And as we usually say at the end of these videos, that's all, folks.
That's all, folks.